All right, let's start at the beginning. Okay, Jesper.
Yeah.
You're 17. You're in Stockholm.
15.
I was 6 at one point, but okay, 17 in Stockholm, yes.
I know his photos on the 3rd floor, but just tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us the story, the backstory of Andy Warhol.
Yeah, I mean,
New York.
yeah. So the Warhol story is a little bit separate from everything else in the sense. So that happened in Stockholm, and I was super fascinated by Warhol as a young kid, even at 13, 14, 15, and. So in the high school I went to, someone told me that he was doing an interview for Swedish TV in a private gallery. So I quickly biked home, grabbed a bunch of prints, some interview magazines, some books that he had written, and snuck into this space. And then I was just lucky. So he was there waiting for them to set up the interview, and the two of us had an hour together. And that's when I took the picture that's upstairs of him. And he was super encouraging. I mean, he was very shy, but he was very encouraging and said, when you come to New York, look me up, come to the factory, you know. And then he looked at my pictures and said, oh, you shouldn't take pictures in black and white, you should take them in color, you know.
So you
like,
ignored all that?
I ignored that, basically. And also when I came to New York later, I did go to the factory on 17th Street. It had moved by then, 17th Street and Broadway. But for some reason I was not, I didn't really follow up on that much. Okay. I saw him once.
There was another shot upstairs on the second.
Yeah, that was from...
just a snapshot from...
So he was funny in Warhol because he used to go to any opening. It could be the smallest little thing. He would show up with one, that particular guy is a Swedish friend of mine actually, Stellan Holm, who would walk with him and carry the interview magazines. And Warhol would just go up to people and sign the magazines and give away. I mean, it was like artwork, and that was his promotion. I mean, you would think someone famous like that would be a little more, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Private.
This guy behind you, I mean, the Angelo, you got a couple of him.
Yeah.
It looks.
I'm not gonna.
Was this spontaneous? Was this set?
No. So this is one of the, maybe the only one of all the pictures that was set up in a sense. So that was for a Swedish magazine, and he had just released one of his albums, and it was one of those press things where you have 5 minutes with someone and you take a picture. I mean, there's a lot of photographers here who knows what that's like. You have like maybe 5 minutes, if that, and you have to take a portrait. But that was actually shot with a Pentax 6.7, so medium format, and just a quick, you know, portrait. But he was very nice and, you know, patient considering. Anyway, yeah.
This shot over here, you talked about the guardian angels.
Oh yeah, well, this is, what year is this? 88. Yeah, so this is 42nd Street, Times Square area, which at the time was full of like sex shops and peep shows, and here there are foreign videos, French, Swedish, Dutch, for some reason, very popular. And this is from Guardian Angels, which was this kind of like, I don't know, David, how would you describe Guardian Angels? It's like a...
Like vigilantes?
Pseudo-vigilantes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
Run by the guy who just ran for mayor again for his 10th time, Curtis Leva,
The Protector.
who started. Yeah, the Red Beret. So this is from their office. But again, that was actually because I was doing a story, I think for a Swedish magazine, and I was up there shooting, and I just thought it was nice to have this view of 42nd Street from above. Yeah.
Keith Haring, you told us a lovely story about.
Yeah, Keith Haring, it was super sweet. That was actually, I don't mean to keep bringing in my friend David here, but he was a night manager at this nightclub called MK's, and I used to go there, and we have so many stories, but I used to bike up there, and I could bring my bike in, and that night there was a dinner party with a bunch of people we knew, and he was a friend of a friend. So it was just a snapshot. I was taking pictures of everybody the way I take pictures, and he was sitting there with his boyfriend, and I took a quick pictures of him. The only picture I ever shot of him. And he was also very good friends with my girlfriend's best friend. And that's one regret. I could have so easily asked him, like, can I come to the studio? Can I shoot for a couple of days? And I never did because the fact that he was famous, I didn't want to be like, do that. Yeah, impose or something. I felt like it was nicer to feel like we were like equals. But yeah, thanks.
Did he sort of post that so you take it?
He did very quickly. I mean, he was laughing about it. I came up and he was like, he just went like that. And it's one frame. So the frame before and after is something completely different. It was one picture. It was not two, because back then with digital, you would shoot a few maybe.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not gonna waste 2 frames. I don't care if it's Keith Haring, you know, like it was one and then you move on maybe.
Wow.
Like that.
There's an interesting and kind of curious tale about the...
Oh yeah, the justice one. This became a big story in New York, not in New York, it didn't happen in New York actually. There was this woman, Lorraine Bobbitt, who was kind of sexually abused by her husband, and one night cut off his dick and drove away and threw it out the window. It was later found and deattached again, and he had a short career as a porn star, very short, like didn't last very long. I think 2.
It was the biggest grossing.
What at the time was it?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see it.
1995, it was called Uncut.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is correct. Extra point if you know that.
No, I met him in a brothel in Nevada.
What was he doing there?
He was the bartender and the driver.
The Bobbitt, right? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Bobbitt. That's right.
John Bobbitt.
So these were right after that happened. You could see the stenciling, kind of graffiti in the streets on Lower East Side. With this, still really didn't find out who the SLF. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's SLA. Though.
God. Oh no. Okay, so maybe.
What Patty? What was it? SLA was.
Yeah. Was it Patty Hearst?
Patty Hearst.
Yeah. And it wasn't the woman who shot Andy Warhol, who had another thing going on too.
Right.
Society for Cutting Up Men, Scum.
Oh.
Remember that one? So there was a lot of things going on like that. But anyway.
Is this lady over here, is the DJ, are they all of the same girl?
Yeah, it's the same girl. And she was a very close friend of mine still is till today. She's still a DJ.
Yeah.
And she was one of the best DJs at the time, and I would say still today, in the popular clubs. And she was at Nels on Thursdays. At Nels was legendary. Like people like Prince would come down, and just to hear her play. And I mean, people from all over Europe came to see her. Yeah, she's great. And we lived together for a while. That's why the shower scene.
As if you're lovers or never did.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that.
Where?
Yeah.
Where'd you live? I mean,
On St. Mark's on First. So I was on St. Mark's on First in East Village for 20 years in the same apartment.
Oh.
That became a book later, and I had showed a couple of times work from that. Right on the corner of St. Mark's on First. You know.
That's right.
So.
Above, what was that pizza place?
Stromboli's was diagonally across.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was always a bit scared.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell us, Jesper, about these ones?
Yeah, So.
Police, killer cops,
Yeah, Susan, who is the woman on the left there, she was dating this guy, Michael Stewart, who was a graffiti artist. And I think he was really young. He was in his early 20s, I think, when he was caught doing graffiti on 14th Street and First Avenue, the L train station, down in the train. And the police that got him put him in a van. And by the time he got to the station, he was dead. They basically beat him up. They killed him in the car. And later, when they didn't examine his body and stuff at the MIU hospital, that doctor, his name is Gross, Dr. Gross, he said there was no sign of any violence at all, even though his eyes were all poked out, and he was really badly beaten up. So this was a protest against the hospital and against that doctor, basically. But yeah.
What was New York generally like in terms of kind of like race relations and class?
I mean, in a weird way, I feel like it was, in a strange way, people could disagree with this, but I feel it was better in the 80s than it is today. I mean, it was more, maybe because I was younger, but like David, where is David? Oh yeah, there you are. No, because he was also in the clubs a lot, and it was much more mixed almost than today. It was like, I feel, yeah, I don't know.
Should we go on the second floor?
Yeah, we can go up and see.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is fun. I hope you enjoy it too. I don't know. Come, we can talk about this later or not. That's well, you and I will talk about the books. Is this a good spot?
Yeah.
As good as
Maybe
any?
you want to talk.
Oh yeah, I can be here. Yeah, I'll be over here and you guys can be over there.
How old are you?
18?
Say it again.
62? Yeah, I came 78 the first time when I was 16. The summer of 78 was kind of like when I fell in love with New York instantly.
Yeah. I mean, you describe on the poster as a place where anything goes, and I think this floor definitely kind of represents.
Yeah, so these are sort of like a
hedonistic vibe of New York,
mock-up
where everything goes.
of contact sheets, because when I first arrived, I started to work with a photographer, Ralph Gibson, in the darkroom as a printer. So I would be developing film, making contact sheets, and printing every day.
How old are you then? I imagine.
I mean, that's all it.
Yeah,
That's like I'm about 20, 21.
Yeah.
So I did that pretty much every day, and then at night I would go to nightclubs, and that would be my routine. So at night I would, I'd be in a nightclub, and in the day I would be in the darkroom printing, which was kind of perfect because I was so hangover, and I could just be in there and just escape. I didn't have to talk to anyone or deal with anyone. I could just be in this red light and do this kind of thing. So I set up. This is actually not chemicals; it's just water. But the idea is like to mimic a bit of the darkroom feel. But yeah, I love that. I love being in darkroom, and I'm back in the darkroom since a couple of months actually printing. So the prints upstairs are darkroom prints, but these are, so this represents kind of contact sheets too, even though, because you have 36 frames on a row, so it's 6 by 6. But it's I don't know.
William Defoe, yeah, we recognise him. What's the story there?
He had a theater. His wife actually had a theater company called Worcester Group Theater on Worcester Group. And they asked me through a mutual friend, they asked me if I could do stills for a movie they were working on, like a little independent small film. So that's actually at the set, but not when they were filming. He was just hanging out and on the phone. So
That's just hanging out, yeah.
Grabbed a quick shot of him. He was,
When did you meet Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Right.
Reagan. We were quite close. Yeah. No, there are a few of these kind of like shots from the TV screen. There are a couple over there too, because that was the time. There was a lot of things. There was stuff going on and that's the arms scandal. There's like Nicaragua, El Salvador, all that stuff. Oh yeah, Dan Rather. And of course you had this says, don't go out without your rubbers, and that's AIDS. It was during the AIDS epidemic, which really affected everybody, especially I would say downtown art scene and club scene, because a lot of the people who were very instrumental in making those clubs amazing died. Yeah. So it just changed in a very quick period. A lot of people got sick quickly. I had some of my best friends went from, within a month they died. It could be like 3 to 5 months. So we would go to these memorial services quite a lot. And then Keith Haring and famous people like that also passed away.
I don't know this guy. He's in a
No, that's
Jeffrey Epstein look like.
Yeah, he would be so upset if he that's John Lurie, the Lounge Lizard, who was in a lot of Jimmy Jarmusch films. He's also a musician and now a painter as well.
Still alive, yeah, still alive.
Oh yeah. Again, I keep looking where David is, but there you are. He also knows David quite well. You were the one who introduced us, I think, actually. And great guy. And then that's Francesco Clemente, a famous Italian painter who lives in New York. And that's Nan Goldin, photographer. There's Keith again. This is This is a friend of mine who I used to hang out with a lot back in the 80s, Ari, who was the son of Nico in Velvet Underground and Alain Delon, the French
Similar
actor.
ages, you two?
Yeah, we're born the same age. But yeah, he was into heroin quite young through his mom and then passed away a few years ago. I don't know, what else?
And over here, some good portraits, some great portraits.
I don't know, they're like, I mean, some of these are, the ones, like very few, but like D'Angelo downstairs and this are actually commissioned work. That's Jay McInerney, Bright Lights, Big City writer. And Ed McBain, who used to write these criminal stories or criminal things. I don't know.
You mentioned about him.
Oh yeah, Tyson Beckford. He was a famous model, Ralph Lauren model. Fun. We used to see him all the time. So. Yeah. I don't know if you have questions here, or we can go up and continue. Yeah.
This type of print, can you tell us a bit more about this kind of...
Oh, well, these ones are just, yeah, these are called C prints, which is, I don't know what C, does anyone know what the C in C print stands for? I'm not sure, but it's plastic,
Really?
as opposed to fiber.
Okay.
So the ones I have upstairs, which are darkroom prints, that's fiber paper, and this is plastic.
Is that what makes it so glossy?
Yeah.
C print, you mean C-type?
They call it C-type too, maybe? Yeah, C-type, okay.
C-type with the chemicals, right? Photographic.
Yeah, so these are like the machines in Bangkok, basically. You go to a lab, you would do this, and you can choose if you want them glossy or not. I just like the glossy effect of this. So, you know.
Do you remember all the names of the people?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, I do actually. It's easy to remember these people's names than someone. Oh yeah. Okay, all right. If anyone can guess on this one, I mean, someone I pointed out already, but I'm in this one in how many? Well, at least two. I'm not going to say the third one, but two at least. So that's one of me early on, and there's one more. I just give you a hint. It's in this row here. If anyone can, just a quick
Was this your
guess.
look at the time, yeah, when you were...
I guess so. I guess so.
Shooting from your back.
Yeah. No, this one also. Anyway,
Is that you?
that's me.
Oh, all right.
That was the look. That was the kind of Boy George era. Yeah.
Romantic.
Yeah.
Right, let's go upstairs.
Yeah, we go upstairs.
RC paper, right? Resin coated.
Not this ones. No, yeah, it is razor coated, but it's not a darkroom print. It's a machine print.
Oh.
So, yeah. I'm looking. Yeah. Wow, it's so bright when you come up here.
Yeah, it's different vibe completely. Yeah. Which I like.
It's like, whoa. Yeah, it feels like it's almost the color temperature. It seems so blue at first. It's like everything is like shockingly blue, but it's probably not.
Right, so
Let's wait for the couple more minutes. Yeah, you can walk on this. It's okay. Don't feel. No, I know. I felt weird, especially with some of the nudity. I feel like I don't want to step on Shoki here. It feels weird. I don't know.
Why this one is bigger and
Because it's different formats. That's 6x7. That's the bigger camera. The negative is 6x7, and this is 35. And I think there's some, and this is 4x5. No, not 4x5. It's 645. So 645, 6.7, 35. That's why they're different.
So up here we have the infamous 42nd Street and 7th Avenue. Were they close to each other? Were they like one of them?
Yeah, so that's all around Times Square. And so when I first came to New York, that was blow my mind. I mean, that was probably the most exciting thing I ever seen in my life. At 16, now I wouldn't compare it even in any. It's so different. It was more like being in a giant sparkly acid dream or something. It was
It was very surreal.
yeah.
It was all like,
And you had these guys. I mean, it was so beautiful. I thought the lights and everything, and very seductive.
Actually, we don't get the kind of lurid colours and things.
No, and it's daytime too, so it's kind of nighttime. It came alive. But I had a feeling it would disappear. So some of these are done also to preserve, to take them before they're completely gone, because there were rumors that they're going to tear it down. And that happened during Giuliani when he was mayor. And then, so what I did was, well, I shot these. Well, I mean, obviously, but it was a change where. When they started to close these down, artists took over, or they had an artist community. Sorry about this. And do you want to talk to Jenny? It's Jenny. Okay. So then these artists took over, and they did this one artist called Jenny Holzer, and she did a series called Truism, and that's what the next series. It's in the same theaters, but when they took down titles like Never So Deep or Hot Dreams or whatever the title was on the porn films, she put up what she called truisms, and this one it says, a man can't know what it's like to be a mother. And there are a couple of more of these here too. Yeah.
They were still really cool, I like that.
Yeah.
Did you get to know her? Did you
No, I never met her. I should send her a picture. She would be very happy, because it's surprisingly little documented. Even when you look online, try to find, it's not that much. It should be. I mean, there's some, but not that many actually.
These four kind of represent New York as really quite a. How can we describe it? Kind of.
I mean,
derelict.
Well, this is.
Shithole, we say in England.
Yeah, this is East Village at the time where we lived. This one on Avenue B, which was pretty. I mean, it was a rough area in the early '80s for sure, but that made it also affordable and great.
Sure.
So, my share of the rent was $150 a month.
Okay.
Which meant, like, if you bartended and made $500 in a night,
That's
all you have to do is work one night a week, and you have plenty of money.
days.
So it was very different, which meant people could afford to be artists, basically.
Yeah. Wow.
Like in today's New York, you can't,
No.
but then you could.
that's
So
why they went into all these neighborhoods.
yeah, and that's why.
So
Yeah,
whatever Tribeca
exactly,
because there was just empty, virtually empty building.
exactly.
Made lofts out of
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you ever have an encounter of threatened?
I only got mugged once, and that was on the first trip when I was 16 at knife point.
So I'm thinking like 16 small.
But that was in Midtown. That was like on 52nd Street and 2nd Avenue. It was a very strange location to get mugged at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
What did they take? Yeah.
I took a camera and I had a watch. I never wore one since then. I never had one since then.
I got mugged up Mercer Street though. Right?
Yeah, there used to be a guy on Mercer Street who would at gunpoint mug people outside of a club on Mercer every night. I mean, look, all my friends, I never got.
This guy put me in a headlock.
Oh,
And I had taken my swatch off because I was probably strung out in my pocket. He was like, "Give me a watch, man." And I was like, "Why does he want my watch and not my wallet?"
oh, so you gave him the
I was
watch?
like, "I don't understand you. Can you please stop this?" And then some couple walks across the street and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, he's mugging me." And never saw them again.
Yeah, they couldn't care less.
And then finally I walked him to the corner with him on top of me, and then I split. And I think he probably never lived it down with his friends. Not
Much to brag about then. Yeah.
This week we've had 2 Americans coming, just all the guys. They literally
Yeah.
walking past and like, "Oh my God, what's this, New York?"
Yeah. A lot of memories
Both
for a lot of
mentions
people.
Being mugged.
Yeah.
So it can be.
I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
It's what is it? A rite of passage, what do they call it?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't feel. I mean, I must say, I felt safer in New York, 5 o'clock in the morning, Times Square, anywhere than I ever did in Stockholm.
Really?
Very easy.
Yeah, easily, right?
Easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or London.
Yeah, London. It's
London's been bad.
terrible.
There's like in Europe, you have that tension. In New York, I didn't feel that, and I felt, I was like dressed like this.
Talking
Probably.
attention.
Oh yeah, so this is a little. This is 1, 2, 3, before. Actually, that one was not the same time, even though same year. But there was. I lived a block away from Tompkins Square Park, where there were a lot of homeless people living there. And once, actually, it happened in the winter when they closed it down. It was during Dinkins, funny enough.
Yeah.
Where they decided to kick everybody out of the park and close the park for a while. And that summer, in I think '92 was the first riot. People got together and started riot, around. They wanted the park to open again, and there was so it's about the park.
It all happened like one day, right? When they came.
Yeah, and the police just went nuts. I mean, they went in with helicopters and horses and just beat people up. So this was 2 years later, where I'm sitting on my fire escape on St. Mark's and First in the corner, and suddenly I realized what's going on, and it was basically reenactment of the riots. No, I mean, people would get together and feel like it's the anniversary of the riot. Let's riot. So it was kind of like a friendly riot. You see this guy here decided just to start peeing in the middle of the street, and everyone's walking around. And, and so it wasn't. This one wasn't the one. It wasn't the actual crazy one. This was an aftermath 2 years later. But yeah.
How much was a punky scene in New York? Was it quite a big thing?
Really? I mean, more like when it first came around, like in the 70s. And these were more like, I don't know, they had, what do you call these guys? They were like, there was always people, you've seen it outside your house too, like the punks that came every summer. Some of them felt like they were kind
Bridge
of...
and Tunnel kids who came in.
Yeah, or they were like sort of rich middle class kids who wanted to come to New York and feel what it's like to hang out in the street. Kind of, I felt it was a summer thing more. I don't know. I mean, they were great. They had the look.
It's become quite connected with you.
Yeah.
Comic, Jesper Haynes, this rabbit.
That one, I love that one.
What's the story?
But probably,
Who is it?
yeah.
What's the story?
I mean, I love the picture probably because of the guy that's inside. His name is Gino Garesa, and he would throw these amazing parties on 29th and 8th Avenue, where any given day he would have like 200 people in his loft, and he'd do that for years, and then he passed away in a heart attack about 5 years ago. But so it's a bit of a tribute to him.
So why is he in the rabbits?
We're on our way to some Halloween party. He's here actually. This is him. Here you can see what it looks like.
Is he a little guy or is she a giant?
Both actually. He was it's about my height, so he was fairly small. But she was my roommate at the time, Claudia. She was Nigerian, Swedish, and very tall. I just want to say one thing about the prints quickly too. Like these are darkroom prints. So for the first time, I stepped back into the darkroom in years, and I really.
How long does it take to process each one?
I mean, some of them take a really long time because you have to do a lot of dodging and burning to get to where you like them. Once you have it done, you can do a couple.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, like something like these two are really hard because you had to. There was no detail here, which means you have to burn and burn and burn and burn, and then turn on and then do it again, and maybe it's altogether 1 minute here, whereas this is maybe like just 25 seconds. So you have to do this, and then you don't want this to be white, so you have to bring this in a bit to get a little bit of tonality in the sky. Same thing here, you don't want to lose here, so here you're dodging instead. You have this little thing on a stick, and you have to make sure that this doesn't go all black. So, and then you have to bring this in and bring this down. So, I mean, yeah. So
Is this what you learned with Ralph Gibson?
Yeah. So this is what I did with Ralph Gibson for years, and it's really fun. I mean, just to be in there, you're in your own world.
And do you want to say a few words about your idea for the floor?
Yeah. So maybe okay. So again, I love contact sheets because I feel. Sorry guys, it's just hard for me to hear myself. So for the idea of the contact sheet is that I feel like it's the most honest way of showing work in some ways, because normally when you see a picture, it's the one, right? You maybe have 5 contact sheets and that's the one you like and you print. But when you have, on a contact sheet, you see all the rejects too. You see the ones you didn't pick.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it. It also tells a story. It tells you where you were before you took the picture and after. And sometimes that I tried to take a roll a day. I didn't always do that, but that was the goal. And the photographer, Ralph Gibson, he would give me, he said, I'll give you free film. As long as you take 1 roll a day,
Okay.
I provide you with the film for free. And I could develop my film there in his lab. So that was another incentive.
So that was him supporting you as a photographer?
Yeah, very
Go
much.
for a kid,
Yeah,
just I'll
yeah.
give you the film.
And then, I don't know, I did this installation in a couple of different galleries, and I kind of always liked the graphic effect of it. But, yeah.
Right, thank you very much.
No, you're
Jesper.
super
It's really
welcome.
nice to hear your
Yeah,
stories.
thank you.
Okay.
And thank you guys for showing up.
Just the beginning.
Yeah. Yay. And if anyone has any questions, you can do them.
These strings are